afternoon, Raju.
Good afternoon, Prem.
Welcome to the Optimus live studio. It's a privilege to have you with us.
My privilege is mine.
At the outset, let me congratulate you on your elevation as a RI director.
Thank you. Thank
Congratulations.
you so much.
You have spent a considerable time in Rotary. Over the period of time, what are the changes that you have seen in Rotary and what are the changes that you envisage in future?
The one change which saddens my heart is the lack of ethics and integrity. We are losing focus on our core values of Rotary, and I think it is time that we bring back the core values of Rotary into the heart of every Rotarian and ensure that the four-way test is not just on the table, but is something that is followed ethically, properly by every Rotarian. I think our fellowship depends a lot on trust of each individual, of each Rotarian with each other. And that trust is something that should never be betrayed, and that trust is something that should never be lost. What we also need to do is focus on membership retention. Members we are getting in, but the point is whether those members are sustained on the 2nd of July is a moot question for us to answer. And invariably we find that the succeeding governor or succeeding president has a huge issue of loss of membership. So the gain that is there is actually not true gain, but it's just a gain on paper. And I think that is something we should avoid. We need to have some more ethical practices into creation of clubs and into membership. And retention, according to me, is the key.
Thank you. I agree with you. Retention is the key because what we have discovered is we have about 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide and the number is just not moving. It's more of a leaking bucket syndrome.
Completely. I agree.
And another thing that we have noticed is I believe about 30% of people quit within the first 3 years.
That's correct.
Is that anything that we can do to ensure that this retention of the new members are done?
Prem, two things. Are we inviting members to become Rotarians, or are we inviting them to be mere members? Are we putting Rotary into them before we invite them to be a member? Are we just inviting them because they attend 3 meetings? Are we providing Rotary information to them to make them understand their duties, responsibilities, and also their financial liabilities as a Rotarian? I think none of which is happening today. It is just an increase for the purpose of awards. And I don't think awards and these paper awards matter much because ultimately it affects the growth of our organization. And if we have to grow, we need to be a little more dignified in the approach to entertaining members. That is one. Secondly, we don't involve our Rotarians. We bring them into our fold and they get lost in the maze of the members who are there. You don't find them involved in projects, not taking them into account for anything else. Fellowship, the man looks lost. The family is not involved. And I think involving a new member's family and bringing them into our fold will help to retain him substantially. And basically retention will be something where there has to be a focused approach depending on the culture of each club, and each club will have a different approach to retention, but retention has to be the primary basis even prior to induction of a new member.
Thank you. That was well put. We should not be interested in mere members, but we should be interested in having Rotarians, the real Rotarians. Thank you for that. Now, since you are moving from a district level to a global level, what do you feel there will be changes as far as you have to make on a personal level?
On a personal level, I'll have to make a substantial amount of change. I'll have to give a lot more time to Rotary, maybe sacrifice a little bit of my professional time, because I believe sacrificing personal time is not fair to the family. So I must sacrifice what is the second most important hierarchy, which is profession. Family first, profession second, and then Rotary. So probably sacrifice a little bit of my profession for the purpose of serving in the capacity in which I have now been elected. You people have elected me on too. Otherwise, I think, I will be dutiful to my job. Integrity and ethical and values will be the core areas on which I will focus for the purpose of ensuring that whatever be the assignment, that will be done to the best of my ability, keeping in mind that ultimately it's our organization is important, not me as an individual. I'm only one part of an organization, and a post merely for 2 years is not a position of power, it's a position of service.
It was well put. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, enjoyed the interaction.